Well, hey everybody, I was just sitting out here getting some stuff done and was going to talk to you for just a moment about our prayer life and what happens when we neglect our prayer life. And this example I'm about to show you was something that I just had to think through as I was doing this. I was like, you know what, this is just exactly what I was going to talk about today. And I'm sitting here, and as you can see, that's my weed eater, and I have the carburetor off of it right now, and I've changed the spark plug and done some other things for a little tune-up because it was not starting well. And so I'm having to take my carburetor and look at it and inspect the O-rings and some of the seals and stuff like that and see what it actually looks like. And I had to get some cleaner for it, and I'm about to disassemble it and get it going. And the reason is because it wasn't used for a while. When we lived in the parsonage, we the lawn company that took care of the church took care of our lawn, which was a blessing. But this weed eater, it's a good weed eater. It does a good job, and I have a bunch of attachments for the power head. So it's my blower, it's my edger, it's my weed trimmer. It can be my pole saw, my hedger. It can be a lot of things, and so I don't want to just dispose of it. But when I started trying to crank it up again, I realized there were some things. I started going through just the steps that you would normally go through. I checked the gas. I checked all the seals. I made sure that the fuel lines were good. In fact, it had a cracked fuel line and the filter was pretty bad. So I decided to go ahead and change all that. So just walking through some of the norm. And as I tried to continue starting it, it still would run, but it wouldn't run well. And when I would give it gas, it would bog down. And so this is my next step to see if I can help it run better and not bog down while I'm trying to use it. And our prayer life is the same way. As we neglect our prayer life, we do not function well as believers. Why? Because our prayer life is where not only are we relieving our stress by giving things over to God. Sorry, an airplane just flew kind of low and it caught my attention. But while we are giving our stresses to the Lord, He's giving us His wisdom, His discernment, His peace. He is giving us instruction. He's pointing us in the Bible. And there's no other way to achieve what you achieve in prayer. There's no other route. And just like this, I could continue trying to use my weed eater, but it was only running it was running pretty rough. And so even though I could use it, it wasn't doing the job that I needed to do, and it wasn't doing it efficiently, which left me without the power I needed to do the yard work. And that's what happens with prayer. When we neglect our prayer life, we lose power that can only be gained by God's reworking of our life, by Him remolding us, by Him directing us, by His power guiding us. And we can't find any other way. And so just as I'm working on this carburetor and getting it cleaned up, and hopefully that will help, many times in our life we neglect the things that truly bring us power. So today, as we're talking about prayer, I want you to remember that our time spent in prayer is not wasted, and it's the only way that we will find that connection with the Lord that He wants us to have. And that is why we are called to pray, because it's the basis for our relationship with God. I hope you have a blessed day, and I will see you tomorrow talking about prayer. Have a good evening. Until we see each other again, onward for the King. Let's focus on His Word, follow Christ, and fulfill the mission.